Hello, welcome to One Tax Advisory. I'm Richard Ong. I'm a tax partner of One Tax Advisory in RSM, Singapore. Our goal is to share with you valuable insights on GST, transfer pricing and international tax for businesses in Singapore. We recognize that tax planning and compliance can be a daunting task for many businesses, especially our goal is to make profit. However, you don't have to go through these uncharted waters alone. We are here to be your friend. We are here to share our knowledge, help you streamline the process and uncover opportunities that can add value to your business. One Tax Advisory is here to be your reliable resource in sharing evergreen and special focus tax related topics. In our first video today, let's kickstart on GST, starting with the exploration of two main pillars of GST, namely the purchase and the supply pillar. First, let us start with the supply pillar, which focuses on output tax or GST that you collect on sales. In Singapore, if you are selling goods or services locally, you are generally required to charge and collect GST on these sales. Let us break it down into three types of supply, each with its own set of rules. First, standard rated supplies. These include most goods and services sold within Singapore with GST applied at the standard rate of 9% from 1st January 2024. A good example would be a Singapore retail store selling goods or clothes over the counter to us typically charge and collect 9% on each item sold. Second, zero rated supplies. These are supplies where zero GST applies and not no GST. This generally covers for export of goods and international services. For example, if we are exporting goods from Singapore to overseas, we can issue an invoice with 0% GST subject to maintaining sufficient transport and transaction documents to support that goods are indeed exported from Singapore. Last but not least, exempt supply. This is where no GST is charged on specific categories of supply covering financial services, residential properties, supply of investment precious metals, and the new kid on the block, digital payment token. For example, a bank does not charge GST on the interest applicable on the loan that it made to us, as it is classified as an exempt financial service. Next up is the purchase pillar, which covers input tax, the GST paid on your business expense, as well as GST on imported purchases. Any business expenses incurred by the company in making taxable supplies may qualify for an input tax claim, subject to meeting certain conditions. You may also incur GST on rental of office space and business expenses such as client entertainment or fringe benefits for your employees. To claim input tax on your purchases, the following conditions must be met. First, you are registered for GST. A side tip as well, you have to ensure that your supplier is also registered for GST. Second, goods or services are supplied to you or imported by you. Third, the goods or services are intended solely for business use. Remember, not for private purposes. In addition to meeting these conditions, the company must also maintain proper documentation to substantiate the GST input tax claim. This includes valid tax invoices, simplified tax invoices for local purchases. For imported goods, the company must ensure that sufficient transport and transaction documents are retained to support the import GST claim. Imports should be backed up by import permits from the Singapore Customs that identify you as the importer, along with other supporting documents such as overseas suppliers invoice and relevant transport documents like the courier note or bill of lading or the airway bill. This ensures compliance and strengthens your input tax claim and import GST claim for GST purposes. A common area for most businesses to look out for is We should not claim GST on disallowed expenses or claiming GST they are related to the making of non-taxable supply or GST incurred for non-business purposes. We hope this overview of GST covering the supply and purchase pillar has been helpful. Remember, knowledge is power, knowledge is king. And understanding GST is essential for both businesses and consumers. Let us work together to make tax simpler and keep businesses moving forward in Singapore. If you find this video helpful, please like, subscribe and share for more videos as we move into more interesting topics covering GST, transfer pricing and international tax in our next video. Stay tuned and thanks for watching One Tax Advisory.